Hello everyone, welcome back to RealOne Digital, Real Achievers episode 3. So today we are at Hype Desert Bar, Timirigasyaya. So during these challenging times, it must really be a question and a problem to you as to how to start a business if you really want to start a business of your own. So here with me today, we have one amazing real achiever, Shamin, the owner of Poms Island, who will actually talk with us how we can manage and do the work that we really want to do during these trying times. So Shamin, welcome to RealOne.
Thank you.
Welcome to Real Achievers. So your business is something that's very famous among a lot of people. So initially I would like to ask how are you managing with this time? How is the business going on in this time?
So I would say currently it is slightly challenging. We've faced a few challenges, but we've been able to manage so far because most of my items are made in Sri Lanka. So I like to support other small woodworkers, and even packaging, everything is made by women-owned businesses in Sri Lanka using Sri Lankan materials. So even though it's difficult for all of us, I am still able to support other small businesses in this time. That pushes me to keep going forward to working more to support them as well. With respect to how it's affecting our business, I would say power cuts is one of the biggest issues we face. So when there's power cuts, there's cutting to the productivity time. You just have, because sometimes when I'm using power tools, you need electricity for that, and even sitting and painting and doing all this stuff, sweating in all this heat, it's a bit difficult. So that's one thing that affects it. So because it's an online based business, you need internet obviously for it to work. Mostly we sell through Instagram and Etsy. So when that goes off, my communication with customers is affected. And I would say being someone who's quite responsive to messages now, it's like it sort of affects my company. But otherwise, we're trying to push through the challenges.
Okay, so to accept the challenges and to somehow do it.
Yes.
And at the same time, I saw that rather than, when I went through your page, rather than doing it for your own, I understand that you are, as you said as well, that you are doing it with a lot of other people, and also for Sri Lanka to come out of the crisis that we are going through. So can you tell me about how you really try to help the current situation with your business?
So one thing I felt was, because I get orders from overseas, I thought I should use that inflow of dollars to help the country, especially now. And that's why I came up with these fundraiser dolls. I had two types of sizes and two different prices for those, and 100% of the sale of this doll would be given to this donation fundraiser, where we are now collected $800 to purchase medicines for Lady Ridgeway Hospital. So that was actually quite inspiring, that there were so many people who came forward to support this cause. And yes, it's hopefully I can do more to help our country out.
Yeah, so it's at the same time helping yourself, your family, and also helping the other people in the country as well. So even though it's very challenging to do something at this moment, it's as if you are really inspiring to others as well, that we can really have hope and do something for ourselves and also for the country as well.
I feel now is the time that we all need to step up. We all have to get up and do something together to get our country out of this mess, you know. So if you can do even the smallest thing, do it. That's what I would say.
Yeah. So then, other than that, going out of the current crisis and all, how long have you been since you started the business?
So this is about 3 years now. I've been doing it for 3 years. Initially, when I started, it was very basic open-ended toys, so like the large rainbow, plain colored blocks. But then I kind of ventured into more diversified stuff. So the stacker like this made it more educational as well. This is the space stacker, so I've got the planets on that as well. So when children are playing, they'll also be able to learn. So you're not like stuffing it into their head, but they're absorbing, you know, like sponges. Moved on to more figures. So you've got this is one type. I also do custom dolls, so families, couples, so something similar to this type of a doll. And then yeah, that's how I came to where I am right now.
Yeah, and also like since you brought up about the stackers, it's really something that's really new, and I really saw it when I went through your page. A very different way how we can attract children. It develops their skills, helping them to stack things up, and at the same time helps them to get to know about different things. And also I came across the season dolls that you have made for each season, and I think it's not only based on English or in any kind of subject. We can actually use these kinds of different things to attract the children and also make learning fun for them as well. Yeah, so actually it's very, very nice to see such a thing. And at the same time, why did you really start this?
So this began because of my son. I wanted to give him toys that were not just plastic, like that had a fixed function. The main reason I started this was to give him open-ended toys. So an open-ended toy is a toy that to you or me it will just look like, okay, what is this? But to the child's imagination, it's so many possibilities. He can use it to build, he can use it for counting, for structures, maybe like cot for a doll. So there's so many different things that they can use this to play, and that's basically why I started, because a lot of kids nowadays are just stuck on screens or phones, and then their imagination, the potential that they have is limited. So this sort of gives them that freedom to express and learn and make stuff, let it break, problem solving skills. There's a lot of advantages, things that come with these open-ended toys. So basically because I wanted to provide for him, that's what I started. And then also we get stuff from China, Chinese toys, but the thing is you don't know about the safety of their paints. So we did a lot of research on the types of paints that we use and made sure we found out certified toy safe paints and sealants. So even if the child puts it in the mouth, it's okay, it's safe. There's a certified, you have a certification that says that it's safe. So you have that peace of mind. And yeah, what else do you need,
Yeah, and I think like the mere fact that you are so successful in your business is the fact that you put so much your heart into it, and not everyone would bother, right, to find if they are using the correct paint, see if it's really eco-friendly to the other person. And then on the other hand, we'll talk about some kind of these kind of toys, so how you make them and all.
Okay, so these are actually nesting dolls. That's different types. I didn't bring the others, but it's basically you open, each time you open there'll be another thing that you open. So it's again good for kids who have this tendency, who like to open and put items inside, and then even for small kids, object permanence and something like that. So this also you can use it as for pretend play. The child can assume it's a rocket and play on it. It also looks kind of nice, so you can keep it on your shelf. So that's one type. We have bigger nesting dolls as well, which I can again customize according to what the customer wants. I would say in Sri Lanka it's not that popular yet, but yeah, overseas there's quite lots of people like that, so I think there is hope for this to go forward.
Yeah, so mostly you get customers from foreigners, is it, from what you said?
Most often, I mean, I have Sri Lankan customers as well, but I would say there's more, the foreigners, not even foreigners, overseas customers appreciate the work that you put into this. Sometimes these might come across as overpriced toys, but there's a lot of work that goes into it. I take a lot of, sometimes even days to finish one product. So it's like, why would you want to pay such a small amount for something that has taken so much of time? So you need someone who appreciates that. There are customers in Sri Lanka who do, but when you get cheaper alternatives, everybody will question what's the point of this. But you think of the safety, the time, the effort, the love that goes into it.
Yeah.
I think it should be worth it.
Yeah. So, how do you really do it now? They are wooden toys, right?
Yes.
They're wooden toys, and then you color them, and
Yes.
you do it on your own.
Yes.
And then these shapes that you make, the shapes that they are made into, the wooden shapes, you make it.
The wooden shapes, I have a local woodworker who will get it done to my customized shape that I want.
Okay.
So that is done, and the painting, sealing, even the carving of these, that's something I'm learning to do.
Okay.
So that I'm trying to do, and I'm working into trying to do it myself. The thing is, it's a bit difficult in Sri Lanka to get anybody to teach you how to do it. It's like if you go to a woodworker's shop, most of the time it's like generational. They just pass that techniques generationally. They don't want to let an outsider know about it. So it's like you need to go on the internet or find some mentor and learn about it. So I'm also trying to do it little by little. Limitations that I have is because I'm not working in a factory area. It's a residential area. The sound by sanding and using machinery is a bit loud. So that's a limitation I have, but little by little I'm also learning how to do this.
Yeah. So, and as you mentioned earlier, it's not only for the kids as well, it's for the adults as well, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So how about that? So do you have more kind of like people want it more based for the children or for the adults?
So most of the children based stuff, I mean, it moves, but I also have quite a bit of people who like to get customized peg dolls for themselves as wedding toppers. That's quite fun. Maybe like for a homecoming gift or family that's going abroad, a set of family peg dolls of them. So that's something that has picked up quite a bit recently.
Okay. Yeah. And also, so is this your passion that you?
I would say definitely. I studied something completely different. I'm an engineer by profession, but this is something I really enjoy 100% doing. Like I get happiness. Like when I work here, do this work, I'm 100% happy by doing it. So.
Yeah, and at the same time, like we really try to do things that we like to do to get out of the stress that we are already having.
Right.
So does this help you to get out of the stress that we are really going through these days?
It helps me to keep myself occupied. So then I'm not stressing out too much about the situation. When I'm working on this, okay, it's my happy place, I'm working, I'm done. I mean, there is at the back of the mind this current situation, it's going on, but it helps to take your mind off things for a bit.
Yeah, so and also when I was going through your Insta page, I saw the rockers that you had made.
Yes.
And then I also got to know that you're not doing this anymore.
Yes.
Can we just know a few about the rockers and also why you stopped it as well?
So the rocker is actually another sort of open-ended toy. Basic use would be for the child to sit on the rocker and to rock. You can flip it over, the child can climb on top of it, go underneath like a tunnel, or even over to the side and use it as a coffee stand or ice cream stand for pretend play. So again, there's a lot of uses for that. And that's something I really wanted, like if I'm making something, for it to be useful, to have a purpose. But the reason why we had to stop it was it's a very time-consuming process to make it, and like getting this wood, because it's quite a large surface area of wood that goes, and then there's quite a bit of wastage as well. So with the current situation, I felt it was pointless, working on such a thing, and then if I were to sell it, the cost of it would increase, which won't be affordable for locals. So I kind of thought we'll just take that off.
Yeah, and also, so other than that, do you think of giving up anything else like you gave up the rocker in the future?
That's a good question. That's something I actually keep questioning every day these days. Like, how long can I keep going on, because no matter how much you work, the current situation does take a toll on you mentally, and then if you're not in a good mental space, you can't create, you can't make. I don't want to do something for the sake of doing it. I want to wholeheartedly feel, okay, this is what I want to do, and do it. So I'm also like at a crossroad, like for how long am I going to continue doing this? Is it worth putting my time into this, or should I look into other options, you know, that's also there. So.
Yeah. So like, yeah. So and at the same time, so finally coming to an end, I would like to ask, what kind of message would you like to give to the people who are really struggling at the moment with their businesses, and also for people who would like to start something new and are afraid, like I told in the beginning as well?
So definitely I would say ask, you know, if you know someone who's doing it, ask them straight up, you know, like, I am interested in doing this, can you give me some pointers? I would love to help anyone else who wants to start doing wooden toys. If they ask me straight up, you know, this is, I'm interested in this, how can I go forward? Because I think with my 3 years of experience and also selling abroad, I have learned quite a bit of things, and I would love to help, you know, because if everyone wins, we all win. I mean, like, it's not a, I don't want anyone else to come up sort of a thing. And start, you know, give it a try, because even if you fail, then you know that didn't work. Instead of thinking I should have done this, give it a shot, as long as you know you have a backup financially to cover that up. If you're struggling, then don't, but if you do have a little backup, give it a shot and see, you know, try. And if you have a mentor, you know, someone who's doing well, reach out to them and ask them for some pointers if they can help you, guide you in the right direction.
Yeah. So, and also, so I wish with the bottom of my heart that you really would be able to continue it without stopping it. Yeah, because it's really inspiring and very attractive as well. I wish you all the best. And so that's all for today. We'll be meeting back again with Real Achievers episode 4.
RealOne. හොඳම දේ හරිම විදිහට